So we've just finished day 2 of Inbound 2017, and this was the big day. This was Michelle Obama Day. We got up at 6 a.m, we made our way to the convention centre, and when we got there, the lines were just huge because they put airport security in, and we were like, we're not going to get a seat. Luckily, we made our way, we waited in the queue, got through the security, and we did get a seat, and it was quite incredible to see Michelle Obama. She is a fantastic, fantastic woman. And essentially they just had a conversation about her time in the White House, how she found it. She was saying she had a life before the White House. She was telling us some personal anecdotes about her kids staying at the White House, and just what it's like being in the spotlight all the time. And it was just really inspirational for her to tell us her story. And she really is a role model for all of us. Such a positive and inspirational person. So my sessions today were about social, about video, and I had one about HubSpot. My HubSpot one was from someone from care.com, Jess Marble, and she spoke briefly about taking HubSpot from a mess to success in 90 days. And I'll put some screenshots up on the screen here because she gave us a lot of good checklists, things you should ask. If you're working with multiple teams within the HubSpot, you should make sure you're all working together. You all can see the benefit of using HubSpot. She also mentioned make sure you've got your files, your file naming system on point, and you've got your files managed in a good folder structure. I think that's quite important, just staying organized with your HubSpot, just so we can make sure we're using HubSpot to its full potential. I had another talk from the CEO of Soul Pancake, and they make some really, really nice content. And she was very much giving us tips on authenticity, ensuring you have a story, make sure it's not too product focused. I find that a lot of content these days is sometimes very focused on, oh, look at our product, look how you can use our product, when it should be more about connecting with your audience, giving them value with your content. So instead of saying, hey, here's my product, it can help you for this, say, do you have a problem with this? Here's how we can think you can aid it, and then a call to action potentially at the end saying, our product can do this, but not making the product the main focus of that video or that specific piece of content. I had another session at the end of the day about video to generate leads, and this was a little bit of a different sort of angle than the authenticity route. It was saying that if you want to generate leads with your video, ensure that you've got strong call to actions in it, ensure that it's well produced and you're doing it regularly and consistently. And I think that is really important, because if you're uploading one video every now and again and it's not really adding too much value, there's a lot of companies that will just make one video explaining what they are and what they do. They'll come to an agency and say, we want this video, and then you'll say, well, why do you want the video? To show what we do. But you need to be adding more value to your content. You can't just be saying, oh, here's a video of what we do. Make a video of how you can help people, and that will get them more engaged and more interested in it. So my key takeaways from that session was make sure you're entertaining your audience, you're informing them the best way. That is seriously the best way to engage them. Ensure that you're hiring the right people. There's loads of ways you can get freelancers, Upwork, people per hour. I'll put loads of links to places you can get freelancers if you want to make a video. Also, First Base can help you out of a video if you want that. Drop us a line at hello@hitfirstbase.com. And my final takeaway is just set a budget. Don't fixate on the duration of the video. Edit brutally, because if you shoot too much, you can always bring it down to a shorter video. And then my favourite session of today was from Larry Kim, who's the former CEO of WordStream. Now, Larry Kim was absolutely hilarious. We were going into it not really knowing what to expect, but what we got was absolutely bonkers. Essentially, what he was trying to say was, your best performing content you should double down on. If you make 300 bits of content throughout the year, like the top 2 or 3% of those will perform well, instead of making loads of the other 98% of content, make content around the most well-performing one, share it on different platforms, repurpose it. So say if you do a really good written blog post that is your most popular blog post, why not then take that and make it into a video, make it into an infographic, and then, because you can clearly see this topic is something that really engages people are really interested in, it's topical, distribute it in different platforms, distribute it on different networks. And I think that was a really, really good point. Another thing he mentioned, that if you have these really well performing bits of content, make subversions of that bit of content. So you're writing a blog post on 10 ways to do AdWords. That's your most popular blog post. You can then take that and create sub blogs on it. So maybe for each of those 10 points, do a blog post on it and potentially do a webinar on those 10 points. He actually said when he was doing a webinar on one of his top performing blog posts, he then said to his team, we're going to do the same exact webinar tomorrow. And he said it worked, because that is a topic people are interested in, and people aren't always going to attend your first webinar, so they might attend the second one. So really enjoyed that. Larry Kim was such a charismatic guy, and he spoke a lot of sense, and even if he was comparing his whole marketing strategy to unicorns, in the end it was really brilliant. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Really excited for day 3. Day 3 we have John Cena ending it, which is going to be super, super cool. If you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit up hitfirstbase.com, and also follow us on Twitter. All the links, of course, are in the description. And if you want to see Chris's recap of the day, the link for that is also in the description. He did some slightly different sessions. He's got some different insights there. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.